Centricom Channel 10 Sports and Mid-Utah Radio, the sports leaders in South Central Utah, now present another exciting high school basketball game broadcast. This sports broadcast is brought to you by sports-minded sponsors throughout South Central Utah. And now, let's go live to the basketball court for simulcast coverage of high school basketball on Mid-Utah Radio and Centricom Channel 10.
Welcome to Kanab, Utah. This is Dennis Aldridge along with Ten Barnard to bring you the basketball game tonight between the Kanab Cowboys and the Millard Eagles. JV game going on right now has turned out to be quite exciting. Kanab pulled out early, had quite a lead, and then at halftime a 9-point lead. Now Millard comes back and it's a tie ball game with 2 minutes left in the game. Yeah, and it has been physical.
To say the least. It's more of a UFC cage fight out there on the floor right now than it is a basketball game at 51 all, 2:12 remaining in the fourth quarter. It has turned into a brawl.
We'll be bringing you the action tonight, and really what I think is a must-win game for one of these two teams. In my figuring, the loser of this game basically is out of any chance to make it to the postseason of any kind. The winner still has a slim chance as both of these teams enter the game with no wins on the season in league.
Yeah, exactly, Dennis. You hit the nail on the head. This is a must-win game, and talking to both coaches in pregame, they feel that exact same sentiment as well. Both teams coming in at 0-4. It is a must-win game. However, if they do lose it, you have an uphill battle. You're going to have to pick up a win against Delta, obviously pick up the win against either Millard or Kanab on the road in Millard if you are Kanab. And then even still at that, you're going to have to come up with a win somewhere else, probably against Beaver more than likely. Maybe a huge upset in Enterprise would be another possible route of getting in. But you're right, it is an uphill battle if you lose tonight.
That's it. That's the feeling of both coaches, like you said, and it is going to be right there that I'm just kind of getting excited about this game. Once back and forth it goes, but definitely it would be hard even if you happened to win this game. It's still going to be tough, but if you lose it, it's over really. We'll be bringing the game a little later as this JV game is heated up as Millard with a 1-point lead. Let's go back to studio for 3 minutes.
Millard County residents are accustomed to friendly service, quality grocery items, and convenient prices at Dwayne's Food Town in Fillmore. Dwayne's Food Town prides itself on providing the choicest cuts of meat in their meat department, assuring they offer the freshest produce available, and providing the best value on every grocery item in the store. Stop in and discover for yourself the hometown service and attention that you deserve at Dwayne's Food Town, located at 375 South Main in Fillmore. Proud to support the Eagles this year.
For over 70 years, Garcane Energy has provided quality electrical service to South Central Utah and Northern Arizona. Garcane is celebrating 75 years of operation as their first lines were energized in December of 1939. Garcane isn't just about electricity, it's about improving the quality of life for their customers. That's why Garcane gives back to the community and supports local community events, including local sports action. Garcane Energy, 75 years of quality service, local control.
Stevens Feed and Holden serves the surrounding communities in Millard County as well as farmers in central and southern Utah. They buy and sell alfalfa hay and can haul your hay to wherever it needs to go. You can be assured that you'll get the right price while receiving the service you deserve when buying and selling hay. The entire crew appreciates farmers and ranchers for their business over the years, and they're happy to contribute to the school and community as a sports booster. That's Stevens Feed and Holden, a proud supporter of Millard Athletics.
Southern Utah News, the leading newspaper in Utah, announces some exciting changes to the paper. Southern Utah News is now presented in broadsheet format, which makes it bigger and better while still remaining small enough to care. The award-winning Southern Utah News provides extensive news coverage that affects residents of Southern Utah. Call the Southern Utah News for a subscription or for all types of printing services, such as company invoices, letterhead, pamphlets, business forms, and more. 644-2900, that's 644-2900.
Millard, Chevron, Subway, and Texaco are happy to support Millard High School. Not only can you stop in for top-quality gasoline and oil products, but you can fill up on snacks, goodies, and drinks. You'll also find their irresistible, world-famous fried chicken and potato logs. Miller's can also service your vehicle with mechanical service or a new set of tires. And dine in on delicious and healthy meal selections at Subway. That's Millard, Chevron, Subway, and Texaco on the North I-15 interchange in Fillmore, proud to sponsor the player of the game.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their fresh fried chicken for lunch or dinner. Right now, you can get their irresistible 10-piece meal deal. Honey's Marketplace also features prime quality in their meat department and always fresh, crisp produce. And it pays to shop at Honey's because you can save on your next fill-up of gasoline at Honey's Fuel Center. Save up to 30 cents per gallon when you present your grocery receipt at the Fuel Center. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
Welcome back to Kanab, Utah. Again, we'll be bringing you the Kanab-Millard basketball game here in just a moment. The JV game has gotten even more excited. Kanab has gone ahead now with a 3-point lead in the JV game, 58-56 with 34 seconds left. And Millard missed a shot, so Kanab has the ball out of bounds, and they will have a chance to salt this thing away as Millard will probably have to foul it. We were talking about some standings and things before the game, before the last time out, just to catch you up. As far as region play is concerned, you've got Enterprise with a 4.0. I'm thinking their GPAs now. Anyway, they're 4-0 in the league. You've got Parowan at 3-1, Delta at 3-1, Beaver at 2-2, and then of course Millard and Kanab at 0-4. Tonight, Enterprise and Delta play, and Parowan and Beaver play. Two big games by those four schools. And I guess you got to hope that the higher seeded team right now wins if you're Millard and Kanab, so that there'll be less distance between you and them. So big games up there, but I think even a more big game here for the Kanab and the Millard fans in this one in order to get into postseason play.
It really is, Doug, and Delta upsetting Beaver really threw a wrench into things, bumping them up to 3-1, and I think that was a little bit unexpected for most people, seeing Delta pick that win up and then improve their record. Obviously, they beat Kanab on the Saturday game here just a few days ago, and that bumped them quite a bit higher in the rankings to that 3-1, and Beaver obviously losing to Delta drops to that 2-2 as well. So yeah, as we've said, we can't overstate the importance of tonight's game with both these teams in the basement going into that play-in game here in just a few weeks. Out of Region 13, top 4 seat teams going. So 2 of those teams here in Region 13 will not make it.
And that'll be the same in all the regions. And, you know, you mentioned that the Delta-Beaver thing, an upset by Delta. Well, having played both of them last week and seeing Delta on the camera, I'm not so sure it's an upset anymore because Delta is a much better team in person than they were on tape or on film. Much better team.
Yeah, you know, you're exactly right. They really are. And Logan Smith, the way that he came in and put 40 points up just last week against this Millard team, and we are obviously we're gonna hit a little bit on the Robinson boy for the Eagles. Chaos here in Kanab High School as the Kanab High School Cowboys junior varsity team has won 59-56. But as I was saying, Robinson and Logan Smith putting up a battle just last week with Robinson scoring 33 and with Smith scoring 40. So, yeah, you're right. It really, I don't know that it is an upset anymore with Delta going 3-1 in region. You're right, Doug.
No, they've got a nice team there in Delta. Let's go back to studio for 3 more minutes, and then we'll be back with more pregame as both teams have just barely come on the floor for varsity.
The Fillmore City Mayor and City Council and staff members are excited about the Millard Eagles this sports season. They'd like to congratulate the Millard High School team members, the coaches, faculty, staff, and student body on a great season and wish them the very best in this year's playoff. The entire city fully supports education and athletics in molding the future leaders of our area. Fillmore City would like all involved to know that they're behind them 100%. Happy to be Millard Eagles Sports Booster. Fillmore City, go Eagles.
Do you still have holiday decorations to pack away? Let Lumber Plus True Value help. Right now, an 18-gallon storage tote is only $4.99 while supplies last. This durable design is made of heavy-duty plastic and has a snap-tight lid to keep everything secure. And it's available in either green or teal. At this great price, why not buy several? Hurry in for this and other great storage ideas. Lumber Plus True Value in Kanab. Start right, start here.
Kern River Gas Transmission wishes the Millard Eagles good luck this season and reminds everyone that damage from others digging into a pipeline is the main causes of pipeline failures. Never guess where a pipeline is located. Whether you're a farmer, rancher, or homeowner, if you plan to dig, call Blue Stakes to make sure all utilities are marked. Call Blue Stakes at 800-662-4111 or the new national 811 number at least 48 hours before digging. Kern River Gas Transmission Company reminds you to call before you dig. It's free. It's the law.
Where do the Cowboys hang their hats for dinner? After a hard night of playing ball, they head to your Kanab Subway. Subway features a variety of subs, salads, and soups that are healthy and enjoyable. You'll experience that hometown Red Rock service from Kevin, Cresta, and the crew every day. Try the Kanab Subway breakfast menu with a number of selections like sausage and egg, steak and egg, and ham, cheese and egg. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit where the Cowboys roam. Your Kanab Subway, proud supporters of the Kanab Cowboys and the Subway Sub of the Game.
Flowell Electric wants their customers to be safe around electricity. And here's a few tips. First, don't use an electrical appliance around water. Another tip is to call Blue Stakes to have utility lines marked before you dig in your yard. And never damage power company equipment because it causes needless power outages, creates safety hazards, and results in higher power rates. Flowell Electric, a proud supporter of Millard High School.
For super low prices and weekly specials, stop by Kane County's full-service grocer, Glazer's Family Market in Kanab. Not only do they have the highest standard of customer service and the friendliest checkers in Utah, you'll save 15 cents per gallon on high-quality Chevron gasoline when you spend $50 or more. And you'll save at Glazer's Family Market with their weekly specials. For guaranteed freshness in their meat and produce departments plus short lines, visit Kane County's full-service grocer, Glazer's Family Market in Kanab.
The JV game has finished, and a little excitement at the end as Kanab hits free throw 1 out of 2 to go up by 3. And then Millard misses a three-pointer, gets their own rebound, and then a wide-open, seemingly wide-open shot. And Fry from Kanab comes from the baseline all the way out and swats the shot to preserve the win for the Kanab Cowboys junior varsity. Quite a game the way it turned out, but, you know, that is not indicative of what may happen in a varsity game. Quite quickly, both teams come in with less than 500 records. Kanab sitting at 5-9. Millard at 2-11. Kanab's wins came against Bryce Valley and also Canyon View's junior varsity, Snow Canyon junior varsity, and Page, Arizona. Interestingly enough, Millard played Bryce Valley also and lost to both teams. If that's any indication, again, Kanab has the head here. When it comes to league play, similar circumstances except for one notable exception. Kanab has lost to Enterprise, Beaver, Parowan, and Delta. In fact, but the Delta game was very close. In fact, the last second shot sunk the Kanab Cowboys at Delta. But the Parowan score, they only lose by 11. Beaver, they lose by, after leading, I think, for most of the game, they end up losing by 12. Same sorts of situations for the Millard Eagles to me, Ted, was the Enterprise score. Kanab was in that game and had a chance to win that game, whereas Millard was blown out of the door from the very get-go.
Well, you know, that was the first region game played for the Cowboys, and that game was played on the road. And, you know, really to me, that really kind of summed up the way that the rest of the region play has gone for Kanab. In the Beaver game, they were in that game as well, and it seems like Kanab is just solid as can be for 3 quarters and sometimes 3.5 quarters, and then they come out and something happens in those final few minutes, and they fall apart and they're unable to secure a victory.
And the Millard has been the same in that they've always had a quarter where they've fallen apart, and you go back to every game and you look at except for Enterprise, but the same thing. But for Millard, it's been either the second or the third quarter when things have fallen apart. And other than that, they've played even with or even maybe a little ahead. So it's been kind of an interesting season, a disappointing season. And quite frankly, Ted, from last year, what Kanab had coming back, I felt Kanab would be one of the best teams in the region with what they had coming back from last year. Now, you never know. Sometimes the seniors leaving, it's more than just seniors leaving. There's a whole lot of leadership involved, and that may be what's going on with Kanab. But with what they had coming, I really expected them to be at the top of the leaderboard here in the region.
You know, and you kind of hit it right on the head, Dennis. I had the privilege of coaching these seniors when they were freshmen. I had the opportunity to coach them, and we went through region play with only one loss as freshmen. And now as these boys are seniors, obviously you do get some help. When these boys are seniors, you do get some help from those underclassmen. But, yeah, you're right. I, too, am quite shocked that to see these Cowboys come out playing from the basement, it's a little bit difficult in the community as well. They also felt like this was going to be a team that would have been right fighting at the top of the region. And, again, a couple of tough losses right to start region maybe has taken the wind out of these boys' sails just a little bit.
It makes it kind of tough for both teams, and I know for because they have to play a lot of young kids, and that's playing into theirs. But, you know, it's tough. But Kanab, I think, still has a chance to right the ship. Millard, of course, still trying to do that with a great scorer and great offensive player, trying to get some things going. And this will be an interesting ball game, I think. Let's go back to studio again for 3 more minutes.
When you've been around for over 20 years, there's a certain amount of trust and dependability folks associate with your name. That's the type of respect you'll find at J&K 24-hour diesel service and towing. They serve Central Utah with a 24-hour emergency towing service for your tractor, big rig, and smaller vehicle, a state inspection station, and land-all flatbed service to move your medium or heavy-duty equipment. Stop by either location of J&K 24-hour diesel service and towing in Fillmore, where I-15 and Highway 100 cross, and in Scipio at the I-15 exit at 188.
AmeriGas is proud to be a sponsor of Kanab High School and would like to wish the Cowboys the best of luck. AmeriGas is the nation's largest propane company, serving over 1.3 million residential, commercial, industrial, agricultural, and motor fuel propane customers in nearly 50 states. For all your propane needs, call AmeriGas. Reliable, safe, and responsive. For local service, call 435-644-2915. That's 644-2915. AmeriGas, America's propane company. Go, Cowboys. We're behind you 100%.
When I was thinking about going back to
Zions Bank in Fillmore offers full-service banking and courteous hometown service. You'll also find competitive loan rates and a wide variety of savings plans. Plus, you'll appreciate Zions 24-hour ATM machines so you can pick up cash whenever you need it. You'll get small-town customer service from a bank with a statewide network of branches and local decision-making. Zions Bank in Fillmore. We haven't forgotten who keeps us in business. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender, and a proud supporter of Millard High School.
When I was thinking about going back to school, I got pretty nervous, just knowing I had a young family and money was tight for us. As a mother, online courses were perfect for my busy schedule. One of the things that was huge for me was how affordable this program was. Without the online courses, I know I wouldn't be able to finish school or transfer to a major university. I will always be grateful for Snow College in helping me reach my goals and helping me set the pathway for my future.
CC Auto Parts, your Napa Auto Parts store at 115 South, 100 East in Kanab, is a proud supporter of Kanab High School athletics. CC Auto Parts has the largest inventory of automotive parts in the area and stocks parts for heavy-duty trucks and farm equipment. CC Auto Parts also makes any type of high-pressure hydraulic hose you may need, and they mix top-quality automotive paint. You'll also find a nice selection of parts in stock for your RV or ATV. That's CC Auto Parts, your Napa Auto Parts store in Kanab.
The Fairview Telephone Company was founded in 1903 to bring telephone service to small communities in central Utah when no one else would. That small phone company is now Centricom, and our vision hasn't changed. We want rural central Utah to have the very best options for high-speed internet, cable TV, and home phone. Why? Because we live here too. Centricom, your local telecommunications company.
The Kane County School District wants to wish the Kanab High School Cowboys good luck this season. Kane County School District, where excellent instruction empowers immeasurable opportunities. the home of Kanab Elementary, Kanab Middle, and Kanab High School, along with Valley Elementary and Valley High, and Big Water School and Lake Powell School. Good luck once again, High School Cowboys, from the staff at the Kane County School District.
Legendary NBA coach Phil Jackson once said, "Yes, victory is sweet, but it doesn't necessarily make life any easier the next season or even the next day." We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the court and in the classroom. Make your kids' education a priority. Find out what you can do. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and promoting excellence in education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com.
For their involvement with young people and programs in the central part of the state of Utah. And we appreciate all that they do, and most importantly, we appreciate the educational opportunities that come the way of the young people through Snow College. Highly ranked, I believe as high as 5th place at times in rankings, academic rankings in the country for a college of its type and size. And so they do a lot to educate our young people and give them chances to move on to 4-year universities and get advanced degrees. We appreciate them. Some statistics that go for scoring. Kanab High School, a fine group of seniors, and seniors on their basketball team. Hayden Jones, Merrill Terry, Taylor Glover, Dan Ramsey, Mark Bate, and Luke Crosby, a fine group of young men, get a lot of playing time. They do come in then with a young sophomore, 6'6", Zach Fryer, impressed me in the junior varsity foot basketball game. And then Lane Anderson, a 5'9" freshman, gets some playing time and more, possibly to a very fine freshman, Monty Glover, a 5' freshman. And when I saw him playing in the earlier games, I had to check the roster to see if indeed he was a freshman.
Yeah, Monty's being a freshman and quite mature for his freshman age. He's actually got a very good head on his shoulders, real smart, athletic, bright kid.
Just quickly for some statistics now, Mark Bate averaging 19 points a game, one of the highest in the state of Utah, doing a nice job with the ball down inside. He's just so much bigger than anything in 2A. Big, strong kid down in there, been starting for 3 years. They get nice contribution then from Davin Houston, 5.5 points a game. Hayden Jones, a little over 5.5 a game. Dan Ramsey, almost 7 points a game. And Merrill Terry, 7.5 points a game. Some nice contributions by those young people. And even though they've only got one over 10 points a game, it's that balanced scoring that I'm sure it will help Kanab in the long run as these kids continue to score. And again, a surprise to me maybe, Merrill Terry, I would have expected him to be a little bit higher on the average score because of the way he shoots that three and things. I would have expected a little bit more there. But, we don't always know what all's going on. But, nice balance again with Bate with 19 points a game. Well done for him and for the Kanab Cowboys. On the Millard side, it's kind of a one-horse show. You got Jeffrey Robinson, whose average continues to increase each week. I think now he's up over 25 points a game average. He's been throwing in 44, 33, 32, in games this year. And, we looked at the game the other night that they played. Jeffrey Robinson had 32 points. Then you had Kyler Rowley with 10 points, most of those coming off dump-off passes from Jeffrey Robinson. Then you had one other player with 2 points. Yeah. And that was the total scoring for the Millard Eagles, to get 46 points or 45 points. That's nice for Jeffrey, but somebody else, we keep saying all year long, someone else has got to step up off that guard line and score some points consistently from the outside.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Coach Burston talked to me about in the pregame, is that they're searching. I mean, he couldn't be happier with the contribution that he's got out of Robinson. However, they're searching somewhere for some answers. And Is that going to come in the form of the 6'2 sophomore Garrison Beckstrand? He's the closest, highest scorer other than Robinson coming into the game with 5.5 points. Something else that really impresses me about Jeff is the fact he's not only the number one scorer in all of 2A with just over 25 points a game, but he's also fourth ranked in the state in rebounds a game, averaging just over 9 rebounds a game as well.
Yeah, like I say, it's been kind of a one-horse show. And again, I don't want to take anything away from Jeffrey Robinson. He's passed the ball. He's done some things to try and incorporate his teammates, but it's just not quite translating yet. And you take some of these skills from Millard High, you put them in the gym and practice or whatever, they'll shoot the eyes out. It's just this game presence that they're trying to battle through and get.
Or even the next day. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the court and in the classroom. Make your kids' education a priority. Find out what you can do. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and promoting excellence in education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com.
For enjoyable Western dining, there's only one stop in Southern Utah, Houston's Trails Inn Restaurant in Kanab. Stop in for their special chicken fried steak with Bob's homemade country gravy and delicious Western entrees. They also offer takeout. Just call 644-2488. That's 644-2488. Houston's Trails Inn features remote site catering. Anywhere, anytime, anyplace. Just phone 435-899-2140. So make plans to stop by Houston's Trails Inn Restaurant and mobile catering in Kanab, where the waitresses wear guns on their hips and a smile on their lips.
The type of medical care you receive shouldn't depend on where you live. People in rural towns should receive high-quality medicine just like those in big cities. Delta Community Medical Center and Fillmore Community Medical Center both provide the same quality care and advanced technology you'd receive if you drove to the city. What they do well. Intermountain's Fillmore Community Medical Center and Delta Community Medical Center. Healing for life.
The Kane County Office of Tourism would like to wish the Kanab Cowboys good luck this season. Kane County is proud of the Cowboys and their accomplishments both on and off the field this season. Make sure you take time to check out all the rich heritage, breathtaking views, and exciting recreational activities available only in Kane County. And remember, year-round recreation is just a tank of gas away. Thanks to all the local folks for your support, and go Cowboys! For more information, log on to kaneutah.com.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that it's smart to replace washing machine hoses every 5 years? And what if you didn't know that
Stop in today and experience Service First at Service Drug in Delta and Fillmore. Service Drug is not only your full-service pharmacy, but offers a wide range of books, home decor items, greeting cards, KitchenAid appliances, and so much more. Service Drug is open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and also on Saturdays for your convenience. Come see at Service Drug, 215 West Main in Delta and 40 North Main in Fillmore. Experience Service First at Service Drug in Delta and Fillmore.
Clear out here. That's good. Okay. Okay, he made his free throw. Free throw. Back to Kanab, Utah, where we're clearing the dust now. Again, if you were just joining us or missed the action, Jeffrey Robinson gets hit with his second personal foul, which I agree was a foul. He then said something to the official, got hit with a technical. In high school, that becomes a personal foul. So Bate makes his shot, he makes his free throw, and then I believe it was Merrill Terry gets the two technical shots, makes one, misses one. So the score is now 11-6, plus Kanab has the basketball. A shot is up by Rand. Bate gets the rebound, and he'll kick it back out, and around the horn we go. Now, Ramsey with it, way outside, guarded by Beckstrand. Dribble drive left-hand side of the free throw line, kicks it out to Houston. Houston up with a three-point attempt. That's no good, and the coaches are incensed because they're saying Bate is all over the back of the Millard rebounders, but no call is made. Millard ends up with the ball, however, and if they're not going to call it, they're not going to call it. There's not much you can do as a coach except get mad. Long outside shot by Beckstrand, no rebound by Rowley. Kicks it back outside. Wardle with the ball now. Down inside to Rowley. Misses that. Kicks it out to Beckstrand. Reverse dribble looking for a shot. They're going to call him for travel, and he did.
Mike Franklin with the call there, 15-year veteran, and we talked off air, he's the quickest whistle that I've ever seen, and as long as I've been involved in high school basketball, Mike Franklin will not tolerate chatter out of players, and he is the one who blew Jeffrey Robinson with the technical foul.
The problem for Millard now is their only scoring threat is off the court. And we've talked about somebody stepping up. Now it's really imperative that someone step up for the Millard Eagles. Kanab with the ball, very patient drive by Merrill Terry. He stumbles into the lane, and they're going to say he was fouled. By which one, though? By number 24, they're going to say outside a little bit as he was coming down the lane. That will be Eric All's personal foul.
4 whistles blown for fouls, all 4 coming against the Eagles so far.
And 3 of them against Jeffrey Robinson. Now, Kanab will have it. Again, they'll get to Bate at the three-point line. I did see in a film where he shot one of those. Now they go to kind of a spots offense down low. They've got it to Jones. Jones up over Jaden Stevens, who's in the game for Robinson, and that's good for Jones.
Aiden Jones money with that short corner 8-foot jumper.
Millard looking for someone to score. Beckstrand off the screen, right-hand side, nothing there. Back to Alcala. Swing it around, looking for the back door. Wardle's not there. Alcala will drive inside. He throws one up at the buzzer, and it's no good. So Kanab will take the first quarter 13-6, and we'll go back to studio for another minute timeout.
Millard County residents are accustomed to friendly service, quality grocery items, and convenient prices at Dwayne's Foodtown in Fillmore. Dwayne's Foodtown prides itself on providing the choicest cuts of meat in their meat department, assuring they offer the freshest produce available, and providing the best value on every grocery item in the store. Stop in and discover for yourself the hometown service and attention that you deserve at Dwayne's Foodtown, located at 375 South Main in Fillmore. Proud to support the Eagles this year.
For over 70 years, Garcane Energy has provided quality electrical service to South Central Utah and Northern Arizona. Garcane is celebrating 75 years of operation as their first lines were energized in December of 1939. Garcane isn't just about electricity, it's about improving the quality of life for their customers. That's why Garcane gives back to the community and supports local community events, including local sports action. Garcane Energy, 75 years of quality service, local control.
Welcome back to Kanab as we get ready to start this second quarter. Again, the score 13-6 for the Kanab Cowboys. Into the game now, Nathaniel Wade replacing Garrison Beckstrand, giving him a break. On the offside, you got Stevens giving off to Wardle. Wardle drives the lane, goes up with a shot. Nice looking layup. No good, however. Getting Nathaniel Wade with a shot blocked by Bate. Quickly down court. Attempted reverse layup by number 21, Taylor Glover, in the game now for the Kanab Cowboys. It's no good. Millard with the ball. Jaden Stevens looking outside. Goes inside to Nathaniel Wade. A ball on the floor. Battle between Kyler Rowley, and he has the ball and trying to evade a tie-up with Bate. He rolls on the floor, and that's a travel.
It is a travel in any format of basketball. That's the 4th turnover for the Eagles. Kanab Cowboys with 3.
Houston on the attack now. Into the game also, number 13 for the Kanab Cowboys. That's Luke Crosby. Dan Ramsey with a 3-point attempt. No good. Jaden Stevens with the rebound. He'll give off to Garrison Beckstrand. Excuse me, it's Eric Alcala that's on the bench, not Beckstrand. Quickly in the corner to Nathaniel Wade. He shoots a 3-pointer, and Nathaniel Wade comes up big for the Millard Eagles.
He does. Cuts his deficit to 4 points with 7 minutes remaining here in first half action.
I think that's got to be Millard's goal right now, is to stay close until Robinson can get back on the floor. Bate with the ball way outside. Ramsey with it now. He's going to give off, well, looked like he's going to go to, there he goes finally now to Houston. And now we go to Glover. Glover with a 3-point attempt. That's up and good, and you can't let Glover get going.
Taylor Glover with the hot hand early here. He's got his first 3 points of the game and extends this lead back to 7 points for the Cowboys.
I've seen him in other games, though. He's one you cannot let him get going.
He does.
Jaden Stevens off the bench with a 3-pointer for the Millard Eagles.
And going right back to just what you said in the previous possession, the Eagles have just got to try and keep this thing close until Robinson can afford to come back in.
You know, sometimes like this, though, it gives other players a chance. They're forced to step up, and it becomes a mindset, and it's good for them in the long run sometimes.
Exactly, and when you come out with the mentality of, hey, we've got nothing to lose right now, then sometimes you can play a little bit more relaxed.
Kanab running their spots offense, looking for those screens down low, working the ball across the top, and then looking for the screens down in the low post area. Bate with it now, driving on Rowley. It's been pushed out. Ramsey with the ball, and he'll go back outside to Houston, and they'll start over again. Good patience by the Kanab Cowboys as they try to run that spots offense. It's an offense that if you stay with it, sooner or later you get a layup.
Yeah, you got to have the patience, though, to stay with it.
This time Houston doesn't want to wait for somebody to get open, so he drives down the lane and lays it in with the left hand.
Nice read by Davin, realizing that all he needed to do was just take one hard move and get into the lane, and he had an uncontested layup.
Kyler Rowley with it up and under Bate, actually. It almost goes in, not quite, and Bate with the rebound. And Bate looks like he's a little tired. They come back on the attack quickly on the outside. Now 3-point shot, no good. They're going to say Ramsey pushed off for the rebound. Taking the shot was Luke Crosby, and Ramsey with the personal foul. That's the first personal foul against the Kanab Cowboys.
And Ramsey uncontested on that foul. He knew exactly what he did, and that he just got caught for it.
Miller back on the attack. Giving off to Nathaniel Wade across the top to Austin Wardle. Drive down the lane. He tries to go up and under again, influenced terribly because Bate was standing there. He tried to do a reverse layup from the wrong side of the basket.
You know, for the last 2 months, I've watched teams take it right at Big Mark. Not very many teams have had much success taking it at the 6'10 senior.
It's in your head. Even if you've got a wide open shot, that big 6'9 body's in your head.
You don't see a kid in 2A that big usually.
Not that moves the way he does. Jaden Stevens tries a 3-point shot in the corner off the inbound pass. It's knocked out of bounds by Kanab. It'll be back to Millard and comes back in the corner this time to Jaden once again. Around the horn to Beckstrand. Beckstrand with it, kicks back to Wardle. They'll go back around the horn to the right side. Now back to Wardle at the point. Dribble drive the right-hand side behind his back. He's double-teamed there. He needs to get rid of that ball. Dribbles down the right side. Nothing there. Cross court to Stevens. In the corner to Beckstrand. 3-point shot by Beckstrand. Rims off, no good. And down with the rebound is Luke Crosby. Gives off to Merrill Terry and back on the attack. 18-12 with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in this first half. Kanab ahead. Down low on the low block to Bate. Bate gives off now. Ball knocked away from Bate as they tried to return the pass. The pass came from Taylor Glover to Bate. Ball knocked out of bounds. Now, if they weren't big enough before, they bring in the big sophomore. They go 6'9", 6'7" in the low post to the Kanab Cowboys.
In the form of Zach Fryer, which actually, surprisingly enough, has not seen a whole lot of varsity action this year.
They certainly got a height advantage now, as Millard's tallest player is 6'2", Beckstrand. He's a guard. They'll go around the horn now. It comes to Beckstrand on the right-hand side, back to the point to Jaden Stevens. Dribble penetration. He's going to go up against Bate. He's going to challenge him. Gets a nice shot up, comes off the board, though, in the hands of Jones, and he'll give off to Merrill Terry. And back on the attack comes the Kanab Cowboys. Quickly ahead to number 21, and that's Taylor Glover. He'll give off to Bate at the free throw line. Bate misses another shot, and Millard able to do what they want. They're pushing Bate out. He's not getting the easy shots. Rowley up with it, and they're going to say this time Bate did foul him. So it'll be a first personal foul on Bate, and we'll go back to the studio for a quick timeout.
Stevens Feed and Holden serves the surrounding communities in Millard County as well as farmers in central and southern Utah. They buy and sell alfalfa hay and can haul your hay to wherever it needs to go. You can be assured that you'll get the right price while receiving the service you deserve when buying and selling hay. The entire crew appreciates farmers and ranchers for their business over the years, and they're happy to contribute to the school and community as a sports booster. That's Stevens Feed and Holden, a proud supporter of Millard Athletics.
Southern Utah News, the leading newspaper in Utah, announces some exciting changes to the paper. Southern Utah News is now presented in broadsheet format, which makes it bigger and better while still remaining small enough to care. Award-winning Southern Utah News provides extensive news coverage that affects residents of Southern Utah. Call the Southern Utah News for a subscription or for all types of printing services, such as company invoices, letterhead, pamphlets, business forms, and more. 644-2900, that's 644-2900.
Miller, Chevron, Subway, and Texaco are happy to support Millard High School. Not only can you stop in for top-quality gasoline and oil products, but you can fill up on snacks, goodies, and drinks. You'll also find their irresistible, world-famous fried chicken and Miller's can also service your vehicle with mechanical service or a new set of tires. And dine in on delicious and healthy meal selections at Subway. That's Miller, Chevron, Subway, and Texaco on the North I-15 interchange in Fillmore, proud to sponsor the player of the game.
Welcome back once again to Kanab High School. 18-13 for the Kanab Cowboys, with Kyler Rowley shooting his second free throw, and he shoots that one up and in, so it cuts it back to a 4-point lead, 18-14 for the Kanab Cowboys. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second quarter. Kanab now with it. That's not Ramsey, that's Merrill Terry. Now it's in the hands of, they're going too quick for me, but Taylor Glover, he gives it off to Jones. Jones up with a shot, that's no good. Jaden Stevens down with a rebound, tries to cover it up, and Jones sticks in and grabs it. You can't just stick it in your gut and hang on to it. You got to move the ball.
You have to. Tell me a little bit about this number 55, Jaden Stevens, because I've been really impressed, and I didn't see much of him in the books. You're going to have to enlighten me a little bit as the game goes on. I've been really impressed with the fire that he's playing with.
He's been playing, his cleanup role in a lot of situations, but he has the ability to shoot the ball out of the gym, too, if he ever gets going.
Boy, I tell you what, I really admire the tenacity he's playing with. Somebody lit a fuse under this young man tonight.
The foul is on Garrison Beckstrand on the inbound play. Garrison Beckstrand picks up his first personal foul, and it'll put Hayden. First shot is up and good by Hayden Jones. Extends the lead.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their fresh fried chicken for lunch or dinner. Right now, you can get their irresistible 10-piece meal deal. Honey's Marketplace also features prime quality in their meat department and always fresh, crisp produce. And it pays to shop at Honey's because you can save on your next fill-up of gasoline at Honey's Fuel Center. Save up to 30 cents per gallon when you present your grocery receipt at the Fuel Center. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
And Merrill Terry will bring it up. Again, Kanab staying with this spots form of offense. They've got Bate out of the game now, but they got Fry in there at 6'6", so it's almost the same, except he's even a little quicker. He does miss the shot there, and quickly on the attack comes the Millard Eagles. Nathaniel Wade gives off to Garrison Beckstrand. Beckstrand rolls off the rim and comes down in the hands of Fry. And back quickly on the attack are the Kanab Cowboys.
The call is fist from Coach Hamlin, which is going to signify the spots offense into motion.
Okay, they come around the horn. Again, it's the spots offense. There's screens across the low block. There's screens up high, and they just work off of that. And in this case, once again, Taylor Glover just drives down the lane as Millard is trying to jockey for position on those screens. He drives down the lane for 2 points, Taylor Glover. Wardle with it now for Millard. He'll come to Wade. Back across court to Garrison Beckstrand. Stevens with it down low on the low block. Gives inside to Kyler Rowley. And Merrill Terry quickly sticks a hand in there and ties things up, and it'll be jump ball. It will be to Millard, however. Into the game, Davin Houston. And also number 23, Dan Ramsey, back in the game for the Kanab Cowboys. Wardle comes into Kyler Rowley. He's going to go up against the big boys. They're going to say he traveled first. And again, Fry just standing there with his hand in the air and trying to gain position. He ends up with a turnover.
Yeah, the big man for Kanab really coached to not swat at the ball, just take up space, and that's exactly what takes place there with Zach Fryer in the middle.
They're going to go outside to Fry, and a bad pass by Merrill Terry. Fry tried to turn and turn in, and the pass was a Z out instead of a Z in.
22-14, Cowboys up by 8.
Again, Bate getting ready to check back in. Beckstrand in the corner with a three-point attempt. That's hard off the iron. Nathaniel Wade with it, goes back against the hoop, misses that layup. Rowley with the rebound. Stevens gets it and brings it back outside. And Millard getting shots inside, but they are just so influenced by that height. They're just not hitting the shots. As Millard goes inside now to Rowley. Rowley trying to get at the free throw line, and he's going to be fouled by Davin Houston, I believe. That'll be his first personal. Back in the game, Luke Crosby and also Mark Bate will come back in the game. And Fry, who did Bate at rest, he goes out of the game. That's all he needs to do. Give him a few minutes of rest.
It certainly is valuable if you can have Fryer come in and perform and give Big Mark a little bit of a breather.
Beckstrand in the corner once again with a nice wide open shot. No good. Bate down with the rebound. Millard's getting the shots, but it's the same problem. You got to step up. Somebody's got to convert. Quickly at the other end, Dan Ramsey with a pass down low on the low block. He's going to go up with an attempt. They called the foul. They're going to call this, I believe, on shots here. So let's go back to the studio real quick for a timeout.
The Fillmore City Mayor and City Council and staff members are excited about the Millard Eagles this sports season. They'd like to congratulate the Millard High School team members, the coaches, faculty, staff, and student body on a great season and wish them the very best in this year's playoff. The entire city fully supports education and athletics in molding the future leaders of our area. Fillmore City would like all involved to know that they're behind them 100%. Happy to be Millard Eagles Sports Booster. Fillmore City, go Eagles. The Fillmore City.
Two free throws to make it a 10-point lead now for the Kanab Cowboys, and Millard just unable to convert offensively, and Kanab starting to pull away now. It's been the Achilles heel all year for Millard as they have a quarter where they just get buried and then battle back the rest of the game. Into the game for Kanab now. We talked about this young freshman. They brought the freshman off the bench, and that's number 11, Lonnie Glover, mighty fine young man. And he gets the rebound off a shot by Millard, now dribbles through traffic, quickly on the attack, cross court to Dan Ramsey. Ramsey goes, stops, jumps shots up, no good. Bate tips it, that's no good. Bate gets it again, backs in, puts it up and in. You can't stop Bate that far down into the basket.
Yeah, you can't. Crosby also tallying up another offensive rebound there. His shot up and no good as well. And then Mark comes back down with another offensive rebound.
Steal by Dan Ramsey on a slow pass. Quickly down court, left-handed left. Oh, he traveled. I thought Beckstrand had picked up another foul, but they called the travel before the foul.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened there. It almost looked like Dan was going full speed and then just all of a sudden put it into slow motion, and the referee called travel.
14 seconds left in the second quarter. Millard on the attack now, looking for something good to happen. Cross back out to Wardle. Wardle goes in the corner to Beckstrand. Beckstrand with it, 5 seconds left. Nathaniel Wade. Wardle way outside, lets one rip, hits the front of the iron, and goes off. No good. That's the first half. 26-14 for the Kanab Cowboys. Well, let's go back to studio for some.
Choosing a college is tough, but there's a big difference between 25 and 500 students in a class. SUU has small classes. It's a big difference if your professor is teaching class or doing research. SUU professors are in the classroom teaching and calling on you by name. At SUU, distinguished faculty are in small classes teaching rigorous nationally accredited programs on a safe campus in an unrivaled natural setting. Southern Utah University. There is a difference. Choosing a college is tough, but there's a big difference between 25 and 500 students in a class. SUU has small classes. It's a big difference if your professor is teaching class or doing research. SUU professors are in the classroom teaching and calling on you by name. At SUU, distinguished faculty are in small classes teaching rigorous nationally accredited programs on a safe campus in an unrivaled natural setting. Southern Utah University. There is a difference.
Do you still have holiday decorations to pack away? Let Lumber Plus True Value help. Right now, an 18-gallon storage tote is only $4.99 while supplies last. This durable design is made of heavy-duty plastic and has a snap-tight lid to keep everything secure. And it's available in either green or teal. At this great price, why not buy several? Hurry in for this and other great storage ideas. Lumber Plus True Value in Kanab. Start right, start here.
Kern River Gas Transmission wishes the Millard Eagles good luck this season and reminds everyone that damage from others digging into a pipeline is one of the main causes of pipeline failures. Never guess where a pipeline is located. Whether you're a farmer, rancher, or homeowner, if you plan to dig, call Blue Stakes to make sure all utilities are marked. Call Blue Stakes at 800-662-4111 or the new national 811 number at least 48 hours before digging. Kern River Gas Transmission Company reminds you to call before you dig. It's free. It's the law.
Where do the Cowboys hang their hats for dinner? After a hard night of playing ball, they head to your Kanab Subway. Subway features a variety of subs, salads, and soups that are healthy and enjoyable. You'll experience that hometown Red Rock service from Kevin, Krista, and the crew every day. Try the Kanab Subway breakfast menu with a number of selections like sausage and egg, steak and egg, and ham, cheese, and egg. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit where the Cowboys roam. Your Kanab Subway, proud supporters of the Kanab Cowboys and the Subway Sub of the Game.
Flowell Electric wants their customers to be safe around electricity. And here's a few tips. First, don't use an electrical appliance around water. Another tip is to call Blue Stakes to have utility lines marked before you dig in your yard. And never damage power company equipment because it causes needless power outages, creates safety hazards, and results in higher power rates. Flowell Electric, a proud supporter of Millard High School.
For super low prices and weekly specials, stop by Kane County's full-service grocer, Glazer's Family Market in Kanab. Not only do they have the highest standard of customer service and the friendliest checkers in Utah, you'll save 15 cents per gallon on high-quality Chevron gasoline when you spend $50 or more. And you'll save at Glazer's Family Market with their weekly specials. For guaranteed freshness in their meat and produce departments plus short lines, visit Kane County's full-service grocer, Glazer's Family Market in Kanab.
Prides themselves in their high ranking academically, and so again, serving, it's also known as the coaching factory for a lot of the coaches, particularly in the southern half of the state or 2/3 of the state. A lot of those are SUU alum, and they do a fine job there at SUU. A great education, again, at great prices. So Southern Utah University show. We might also add, if you want to see this on the TV, if you're just listening to it and you don't believe what we're saying, you can watch it on TV. You can go, if you've got Centricom, you can go Centricom Channel 10, and also if you'd like to see it on the internet, it's local10.tv, where you can pick that up. So 2 ways that you can see the action, and if you don't like what's being called, talk to Ted, tell him he was wrong.
I'm used to hearing it. I hear it on a daily basis.
Quickly, this is again a game that has been, from the Millard point of view, kind of marred in the fact that Jeffrey Robinson, their staple, who by now we were talking off air, probably have 15 points by himself, had to sit down early as he picked up 2 personal fouls and then got nailed with a technical also, which counts as a personal foul. That gives him 3 fouls in the game, and he likes to talk to the officials, Ted, and in the second half he gets another technical, he's done.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and he may like to talk to the officials, but referee Mike Franklin don't like to listen to the players, and he did not take it, and I've watched him for several years. He has a very short fuse, and if you try to show him up out on the basketball court, he's going to get the last laugh.
Well, he certainly did there, and it put Jeffrey Robinson on the bench for most of the first quarter and all of the second quarter. So that left Millard with the other young men trying to step up, and some of them did, as you had Jaden Stevens steps out there and hits a three. Kyler Rowley hits a couple of free throws, and Nathaniel Wade hits a three. And they were getting more shots than that. Again, Wardle and Garrison Beckman, plenty of opportunities to score, unable to do so, but some mighty fine looks from the corner and from the wings, and just not able to hit. And that, again, we've talked about that. That's been the Achilles heel for the Millard Eagle, the inability for those young men to hit those shots consistently and help out, especially on a night when Jeffrey Robinson is on the bench. The other side of the docket, though, Kanab spreading the ball around nicely. Davin Houston hits a two-pointer. Luke Crosby hits a three-pointer. Taylor Glover hits a two. You get 2 free throws from Dan Ramsey, 2 free throws from Hayden Jones, and Mark Bate with a basket to give him. So no one really flying away from you here as far as Kanab, but a nice distribution of the ball and a nice distribution by lots of people scoring.
You know, when you look at the scorebooks and you see Mark stands out for the team with 19 points per game, I can assure you that Coach Hamilton has said the same thing. At certain points of the game, we've got to have other guys step up and nail it, and that's really the difference between the two teams so far you can see in the first half. Coach Burston said exactly the same thing. He told me pregame, I've got to have some other kids step up and be ready to play, and I guarantee it's another point of emphasis in the locker room right now at halftime. Somebody else has got to step up for us right now. We've got a 12-point deficit that we have to dig ourselves out of, and somebody's going to have to do it because Jeff is sitting on the bench right now.
And you mentioned, too, the importance of the game plan, and I believe you were right on the head in that it appears that the game plan for Millard was to force Bate away from the basket. They've done an excellent job of that, so he can't kill them underneath with their lack of height. They've done that. The other kids for Kanab stepped up. For the Kanab Cowboys, they put Jones on Jeffrey Robinson and said the same thing. Force him outside, make him work for his baskets. And it was frustrating him, and then he got the foul shots, and he's out of the game. So a couple of game plans that have been working, but we'll have to see what happens here in the second half. We're getting ready to start the second half. Let's go back to the studio for 3 more minutes.
You want a quality education? How's this? All of SUU's nursing graduates passed their licensing exam on the first try in May of 2010. 100% of our students, not most of them, all of them. Small classes, caring faculty, the best facilities. That equals quality. Again, in May of 2011, 100% of our students passed the test. That's quality. You expect it, SUU delivers it.
When you've been around for over 20 years, there's a certain amount of trust and dependability folks associate with your name. That's the type of respect you'll find at J&K 24-hour diesel service and towing. They serve Central Utah with a 24-hour emergency towing service for your tractor, big rig, and smaller vehicle, a state inspection station, and land-all flatbed service to move your medium or heavy-duty equipment. Stop by either location of J&K 24-hour diesel service and towing in Fillmore, where I-15 and Highway 100 cross, and in Scipio at the I-15 exit at 188.
AmeriGas is proud to be a sponsor of Kanab High School and would like to wish the Cowboys the best of luck. AmeriGas is the nation's largest propane company, serving over 1.3 million residential, commercial, industrial, agricultural, and motor fuel propane customers in nearly 50 states. For all your propane needs, call AmeriGas. Reliable, safe, and responsive. For local service, call 435-644-2915. That's 644-2915. AmeriGas, America's propane company. Go, Cowboys. We're behind you 100%.
These buns aren't baking in a factory or at a McDonald's, Burger King, or Wendy's. There's only one place to get them. Introducing Fresh Baked Buns, baked fresh in restaurant. Try them on the Philly Cheesesteak Thick Burger and get a free Snickerdoodle ice cream sandwich when you make it a combo at Carl's Jr.
UVU. So if you really want to watch that and can't get up there, tune in to Local10.tv or Centricom Channel 10, and all of these high schools will have a chance to see their young ladies dancing at the state competition. Foul called, while I'm talking about all of that, Kanab had the ball, and there's a foul called on number 32, Hayden Jones, first personal, first foul of the second half, so Millard will get the ball back. Kanab now in a zone. They're working back and around. It's a box and one, as they're shadowing Robinson everywhere he goes. Everything else is a box. Again, that game plan you talked about holding true. Austin Wardle is called with a travel, though, and it'll go back to Millard. 26-14 for the Kanab Cowboys. They go back to their spots offense. Bate with the ball now. Nobody guard him, so he goes down the lane. Kyler Rowley tries to come over and stop him, but Bates, a pretty big boy to try and stop when he's got a head of steam like that going on.
That's a very athletic move out of Mark. That's really quite talented, and one of the more athletic moves I've seen him make all season with the shot fake. Draws a defender towards him, and then he just penetrates, blows right by him for an easy layup and one opportunity here for the big fella.
Bate will be shooting the one shot, and shot is no good by Bate, and Millard with the rebound, but it's now they've got him doubled up as they get a 28-point or 14-point lead. Drive down the lane, ball knocked away, down in the hands of Houston. He's awful quick, and he's got Glover on the other side. He's up with a shot, no good. Robinson with the rebound. Glover climbs on top to try and get it away, no call, and Millard on the attack. In the corner to Austin Wardle, back outside now to call around to Beckstrand. Way outside, partially blocked by Houston. Garrison Beckstrand's looking for the foul call. It's not there. Go play. Quit officiating, you know.
Interesting note is the freshman is actually in the starting lineup to start the second half here for Merrill Terry.
And he does a reverse layup, goes baseline, up and under. Monty Glover with a nice play for a freshman, for anybody, with a nice play there, making the score 30-14 for the Kanab Cowboys. And again, Jeffrey Robinson is being shadowed everywhere by Jones. His one responsibility is get Jeffrey out of the game. In the corner now to Beckstrand, shot up, and that's no good. Rowley with the rebound. A lot of collision down low. They're going to say, I believe this is against Kanab. It's going to go against number 11, and Monty Glover. He jumped on the other end, didn't get called. Here he kind of got called here.
Freshman,
but he is active.
Yeah, exactly, he is, and that's the freshman energy that you're going to get there. He wants to use every second out there to try to prove the worthiness of being out on the floor.
Ball goes around the horn. You know, and I wondered when this kind of a thing was going to happen with Jeffrey Robinson, when somebody was going to box and want him, double team him in his zone, those kinds of things to keep him out of the game. And he's being shadowed everywhere he goes. Beckstrand gets the ball in the corner. He misses another shot. Ramsey with the rebound. Physical inside. Gives off to Houston. Quickly down to Monty Glover. Looks for the three. Drives by everybody. In the corner now to Jones. Jones up with a 50-footer. No good. Bate now inside all alone. He gets his own rebound. That's no good. And Beckstrand comes down and knocked away from him by Jones. Stolen away and up and in. And Beckstrand's officiating again.
Yeah, he's got to get his head back in the game. And Coach Burston notices that and quickly takes a timeout.
He's got a a timeout on the floor, so let's go back to the studio real quick.
The staff and management of Kane County Hospital provides professional care for you and your family. Their skilled nursing, medical, surgical, radiology, and laboratory personnel approach the needs of the community and visitors in stride with calmness and professionalism. Their 15-bed skilled nursing facility offers residents an astounding panoramic view while providing the security and comfort of home. Kane County Hospital in Kanab is dedicated to supporting academics, athletics, and activities at Kanab High School.
Roper Lumber in Fillmore is your full-service lumber yard, appliance center, and Ace Hardware store in Millard County. Whether it's a fix-it project, building a shed or addition, or just regular maintenance on the house, the friendly folks at Roper Lumber Ace Hardware are there to help. They also carry a wide selection of Whirlpool appliances, including stainless steel models at incredible prices. For all your hardware and lumber supplies, visit Roper Lumber, Ace Hardware, 95 North Main Street in Fillmore.
We're back here now at Kanab High School as Kanab has really blown this thing open now, 32-14. Millard has yet to score in the second half. And back on the attack now come the Millard Eagles. Garrison Beckstrand with the ball. Back around now, Beckstrand back with it, back in the corner to Alcala. They're trying to find Jeffrey Robinson inside, but when you got Bate on one side and Jones on the other, it's pretty tough to get it in there. Kyler Rowley with the ball. He misses a shot, goes up with it, and it's going to go in this time. Kyler Rowley battling hard down low. Good job by Kyler Rowley.
And one opportunity here for Rowley, who gets it to fall. First 2 points of the second half for the Eagles.
And that's big, again, because there's so much pressure going to Jeffrey Robinson. Now this time Millard tried to post Jeffrey down low, and you got Bate in front, you got Jones to the side, and whoever the backside guy is, Ramsey on the backside. It's pretty tough to get the ball into him. Really so that's where Rowley has to step up. Hits his free throw, 32-17 now for the Kanab Cowboys. Miller's still in the man-to-man defense. They'll go spots going around the horn, looking for the block, the screens on the backside. Monty Glover dribbles down, kicks back out to Dan Ramsey. Dan Ramsey up with it. That's no good. Rebound down by Rowley. And Rowley has done a nice job of boxing Bate off the board.
You know, teams that are physical with Mark typically do have success with him.
Jeff Robinson tries to shoot over both Jones and Bate, and it's partially blocked by Bate. Miller steals the ball. Beckstrand with it up. He goes up with a little 10-footer, and it rattles around, finally goes in. Garrison Beckstrand for 2 points.
5-0 run in the last 30 seconds from the Eagles.
Still a long ways to go, down 32-19 for the Kanab Cowboys. They're going to lob inside to Bate. Bate goes up with it over Jeffrey Robinson. He misses that. And on the rebound, Jeffrey Robinson and Bate will tie up. That was chancy by Jeffrey Robinson to go after Bate there with 3 fouls already on him, but he got away with it that time.
It pays off, and it's Eagles ball in the alternating possession, down by 13.
Quickly to Wardle on this left side. Back outside to Alcala. Cross to Beckstrand. Looking inside to Robinson. It's not there. Alcala back in the corner to Wardle. Wardle misses that shot, but you know that shot's going to be there all night if they'll get it down to making it. Robinson, a nice pass by Alcala to Rowley. Once again, Rowley's going to get it to roll in as he's stepping up. Going to get the basket and have a 1 shot to go. Foul called on number 11, Crosby. That'd be his second personal on Monty Crosby.
Monty Glover, that is the freshman.
Monty Glover. Excuse me.
You hit it on the head, though. That shot in the corner is going to be open for the Eagles because the Cowboys are going to concede it because the Eagles haven't proven that they're going to make it.
Well, again, they haven't over the days and years. This whole year, they haven't done it, and all the pressure is holding Robinson out. A bad pass in the corner by the Kanab Cowboys will be out of bounds and will be in Millard's hands as they come back on the attack. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in this quarter. Robinson now out at the three-point line. He gives off quickly inside to Kyler Rowley, and Kyler Rowley just turns to go to the hoop and drops it out of bounds. Turnover of the Millard Eagles.
Second turnover of the second half for the Eagles.
Gotta wonder what's going on with Merrill Terry. Maybe he's not a little under the weather or something, as he hasn't played in the second half.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Is 4 and a half minutes in, he's yet to see the floor.
Nice pass by Dan Ramsey to Bate. That's no good. But with the rebound is Jones, and he goes up and in by Hayden Jones. Nice backside rebound and lay in. Robinson inside to Kyler Rowley. He's dancing and weaving, going up against Bate. Nothing there. They're screaming for a foul against Bate. Nothing called. And Bate comes down with it. Quickly on the attack is the Kanab Cowboys. Now they go inside to Bate. Bate working against Robinson and Rowley. And shoots up and over Robinson and Rowley for 2 points for Bate.
Nice pivot move on the block by Mark.
Miller goes around the horn, back and forth, looking now to get to Robinson. Robinson has to come way outside to get it. He's in trouble. And he's tied up by Monty Glover. But they're going to say Monty Glover was fouling him. I don't know that I agree with that one. Looked like a tie-up to me.
Yeah, Coach Hamblin didn't agree with it either. He was begging for a tie-up, and referee Sue Harrison begs to differ. It's going to be the 5th team foul to just 1 team foul called against the Eagles. And finally, Merrill Terry does check back into the game for the freshman.
Jumps back in. Monty Glover came in and got 3 personal fouls quickly there. And so it'll be back in for Terry. Jaden Stevens up with a 3-point corner shot. It's no good. And Terry on the attack for Kanab. Now he'll back it up, start it. Lob down inside. It's so big it goes off the bankboard. Driving all the way down the lane, all the way down the floor on the rebound shot is Austin Wardle. He'll get 2 shots, and we'll go to the studio for a timeout.
Check out the all-new Ramsey Oil and White Mountain Trading Post. Ramsey Oil is newly remodeled, offering more space, larger restrooms, and even a Subway sandwich shop with discounts for locals. You'll still enjoy the convenience store full of grocery items, maps, informational brochures, Indian jewelry, pottery, rugs, and other artifacts. Ramsey Oil also features an RV RV park for camping and provides service for tour buses. Ramsey Oil and White Mountain Trading Post, located just 15 minutes from Zion National Park at the Mount Carmel Junction in Kane County.
The attack, Houston goes inside to Jones. Jones spins off the screen. Nothing there, misses everything. Thrown back in bounds by Jones. Robinson with the ball. He's going to take it coast to coast up with a 10-footer. Up rattles around, no good. Bate with the rebound, hustling back. And he'll come down and give off to Merrill Terry now. Just missing opportunities, the Millard Eagles. Terry up with a little runner. That's no good. Down the rebound fought for. Finally, Millard comes up. Kanab comes up with it. Shot is blocked. Robinson quickly ahead. Nice pass by Beckstrand. And Robinson ahead for 2 points for Jeffrey Robinson.
Just garbage basketball played there for about the last 45 seconds for both teams, and it ends up benefiting the Eagles in the long run.
Kanab with it now, and off of a screen, Davin Houston tries to get past Eric Alcala, and Eric Alcala holds him. So that'll be a call against Eric Alcala, his second personal. And substitutions into the game for the Millard Eagles. Now they're going young too as they bring in Kevin Mao, and Jesse Robinson, a sophomore. Back in the game is the freshman for the Kanab Cowboys, I believe. No, I'm wrong. 22 is in the game.
He is a freshman. It is Lane Anderson, and again, Merrill Perry comes out of the game.
Got quick foul here on a little drive penetration. Davin Houston, they're going to say he shoved off as he tried to get the shot up, and that'll be Davin Houston's second personal foul, and it gives Millard a chance to cut this to single-digit lead here now. Mao with the ball, back in the corner to Mao. He's looking. Passes across the top, and the only one there is Taylor Glover, and he's going to go coast to coast with it as the offensive player for Millard just ran off.
7 points on the game for number 21, the senior guard, Taylor Glover.
Mao with it again outside. Kevin Mao going to take a three-point shot because nobody respects him. That's no good. Tip out by Jesse Robinson. He's in the corner now. He gets a three-point shot. That's off the top of the bank board on the wrong side of the bank board.
Turnover will be Kanab basketball.
He was juiced up on that shot. Kanab will get it back. They're ahead by 13 with 56 seconds left in this first half. And again, like you said, Anderson, number 22 in the ball game for Kanab, handling the ball outside. Brings it up, nice ball handling. They'll give it off now to Glover. Glover drives down with that left hand, goes up and in, no good. Blocked. Comes down with Jeffrey Robinson on the attack. He's going to go, that's going to be offensive. He runs right over the top of Anderson, right over the top of him.
Let me tell you something there. Lane Anderson, the freshman, stepping in front of the senior star and saying, not in the corral, buddy, not in my house, if I have anything to say about it. And that's the fourth personal foul on Jeffrey Robinson.
And you know, even if Anderson had been moving, that's a call you give to him because he just flat ran over the top of him.
Exactly.
So now back on the attack. Now come the Kanab Cowboys. Ramsey's going to give it off to Anderson. Anderson's going to reverse dribble, now being defended by Mao. Mao gets it, gives off to Jeffrey Robinson. Nice defensive play by Kevin Mao. Robinson on the attack, and he's going to have the ball. And again, that's a play that Jones doesn't need to make.
No.
He's trying to steal the ball.
Exactly. Well, third quarter with 18 seconds left. Really just a silly foul. You know, you don't need to do that. Just keep your hands, move with your feet. Play defense with your feet, not with your hands.
He's done a wonderful job of playing defense and keeping Jeffrey from the basketball. But he's a good free throw shooter. You can't put him at the line and live with that.
Exactly.
He makes the first free throw. Again, that's only his 7th point of the game, however, as Kanab has done an excellent job holding him down. Second shot's up, rolls around, finally drops in. So it makes it 38-27 with 18 seconds left in the second quarter. Mao once again ties him up. Kevin Mao doing a nice job, and it's the same thing they did against the Delta Rabbits. These two young guards come in and go crazy in there and bring a new energy, and it ends up in a turnover by Anderson. They called traveling. They could have called a couple of fouls, but they didn't.
They certainly did, and Coach Burston wanted that. Sue Harrison gives Coach a warning, stay on your bench.
7 seconds left. Mao in the corner, but he's guarded there by Bate. Can't get it over him. 3 seconds left. Back in the corner to Mao. Shoots it up and in. In at the buzzer. Kevin Mao makes it a 38-30 ball game at the end of 3. Let's go back to studio for 3 minutes.
Check out the all-new Ramsey Oil and White Mountain Trading Post. Ramsey Oil is newly remodeled, offering more space, larger restrooms, and even a Subway sandwich shop with discounts for locals. You'll still enjoy the convenience store full of grocery items, maps, informational brochures, Indian jewelry, pottery, rugs, and other artifacts. Ramsey Oil also features an RV park for camping and provides service for tour buses. Ramsey Oil and White Mountain Trading Post, located just 15 minutes from Zion National Park at the Mount Carmel Junction in Kane County.
Zions Bank in Fillmore offers full-service banking and courteous hometown service. You'll also find competitive loan rates and a wide variety of savings plans. Plus, you'll appreciate Zion's 24-hour ATM machines, so you can pick up cash whenever you need it. You'll get small-town customer service from a bank with a statewide network of branches and local decision-making. Zions Bank in Fillmore. We haven't forgotten who keeps us in business. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender, and a proud supporter of Millard High School.
Welcome back to Kanab High School. Millard made a bit of a run there. They came back from about 18 points down to cut this thing to an 8-point lead with the big shot there at the end of the third quarter. And Millard able to outscore them again in that third quarter by a few points to cut this lead back down. So Kanab on the attack. Now they've left the young guards in there. Has Millard. They're pretty young out there right now. Kanab on the attack. Gives the ball to Jones. He has some trouble with it. They'll give it back to Dan Ramsey. Ramsey drives off the right-hand side. Can't get anything there. He'll kick it out now to Glover. Glover gives off to Bate. Bate up and misses the layup. He's having some help missing, though. There's no question about that.
Yeah, he really is. You got to finish those, though. Mark just oftentimes pads his stats by throwing one up off the rim or off the glass, I think oftentimes just to get his own rebounds.
Well, yeah, he's getting hung on, too, but he does get his own rebound, puts it back in, and the foul will go to Garrison Beckstrand. And Bate with a chance for the old three-point play. Shot is up and good by Bate. And that'll put the lead back at double digits, 41-30 for the Kanab Cowboys. Quickly in the corner to Jeffrey Robinson. He's going to look inside to Jeffrey. Jesse to Jeffrey. Stevens on the drive. Penetration. Kick out to Jesse Robinson. Go back in the corner to Jaden Stevens. And again, they're giving these guys outside shots and burying them to try and get the ball to Robinson. Robinson gets the shot at the free throw line. He's hampered a little bit, throws up an off-balance shot. It's no good. And Kanab with the rebound. Ramsey with it now. And he'll give off to Houston. They're looking at the cutters across the baseline. Ramsey three-point land. Looks. Going to hold it, looking for someone else. Going to go inside now to Jones. Jones gives back to Ramsey. Now to Houston. Looking inside now. Bate guarded by Robinson. Shot taken by Ramsey. No good. Now with the rebound deep. Quickly ahead to Beckstrand. Beckstrand throws it up, and it's in for Beckstrand. And he's going to be fouled by Houston, I believe. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. Out Houston, and getting back to the Cowboys' offensive possession. You know, Dan Ramsey, a three-point threat. The Cowboys were showing a lot of patience there. I didn't like that shot. They were showing too much patience to settle for that 20-foot jumper up by double digits.
It'll be a timeout for the Kanab Cowboys. Let's go back to the studio.
CC Auto Parts, your Napa Auto Parts store at 115 South, 100 East in Kanab, is a proud supporter of Kanab High School athletics. CC Auto Parts has the largest inventory of automotive parts in the area and stocks parts for heavy-duty trucks and farm equipment. CC Auto Parts also makes any type of high-pressure hydraulic hose you may need, and they mix top-quality automotive paint. You'll also find a nice selection of parts in stock for your RV or ATV. That's CC Auto Parts, your Napa Auto Parts store in Kanab.
Lumber Plus True Value understands the relationship between dogs and their owners.
Go with that liner.
We're offering a 47-pound bag of Alpha Beef-flavored dry dog food for only $19.99 while supplies last. You can be assured that your dog is getting 100% balanced nutrition and high-quality protein for strong bones. And dogs love the savory, meaty taste. Check out this bargain of the month today, along with other pet products at Lumber Plus True Value in Kanab. Start right, start here. Your voice for high school sports.
Welcome back to Kanab High School. Beckstrand made his free throw to cut the lead to an 8-point lead, but quickly on the other end, we've got Mark Bate underneath against Robinson, gets the ball deep and lays it in, as Robinson really can't do much with 4 fouls on him. Millard in the corner to Mao. The ball comes down, a rebound to Jeffrey Robinson, and he's going to be fouled by Dan Ramsey. So we'll be shooting the 1-on-1 will be Jeffrey Robinson. And again, he's a pretty good free throw shooter.
Yeah, you put Robinson to the free throw line, and you might as well just tally up the points and save yourself a little bit of time.
And he rattles that one around and down, so that'll give him another point. Again, he's well below his average. Kanab has done an excellent job holding him down, as he's only got 11 points in the game.
11, and coming into tonight's contest, averaging over 25.
Second shot is also good, so that'll cut the lead now again to an 8-point lead for the Kanab Cowboys, 43-35. And Kanab back on the attack. Davin Houston with it, dribbles back to the right-hand side, give off to Ramsey. Right-hand side, way outside. Spots doesn't work so well when you got Robinson backing off Bate so far. When Bate goes outside, he stands in the key, so all those little screens and things don't mean much inside. Bate finally gets a shot, however, misses everything, but you got Davin Houston standing on the backside. Easy rebound, and when he lays it back in, he's fouled by number 11, Kevin Mao.
Yeah, Coach Burston cannot be happy when the 5'9" junior comes up with the offensive rebound there. You can't concede that at this point in the game.
And it was big because you're down to 8 points, and now you've got Davin Houston with a little chance to push it back out to 11. A shot is up by Davin Houston, and that's good. So it's an 11-point lead, 46-35 for the Kanab Cowboys. 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in the ball game, in a must-win game for both teams. Jeffrey Robinson with it as he comes down the lane. He's hit, and the ball's knocked loose. Then again, he's worrying too much about whether or not a foul was called. Millard gets the ball back, and they'll have it in their own basket. Jesse Robinson to inbound it. Looking. He's going to go inside to Robinson. He's going to be pushed. The basket will go in, but they're going to say it was on the ground. And he was on the ground, and once again he's talking, and the official says, that's enough.
And you would think that with playing with 4 personal fouls, already being teed up one time earlier in the game, you would learn.
Yep. Robinson will be at the line for 2 more free throws. Makes the first, and we'll have a second. That foul was called on number 21, Taylor Glover. His first personal foul, but 10th team foul for the Kanab Cowboys. And the second shot is also good. So back to a 9-point lead for Kanab. Back on the attack. Houston against Mao. Now off to Merrill Terry against Jesse Robinson. Jesse Robinson drives the lane, lays it up nicely with the left hand, and lays it in. Merrill Terry with a nice play.
Merrill Terry again putting on display that left-handed layup.
Jesse Robinson drives through the trees and lays one up himself. Jesse Robinson.
Nice work there out of the sophomore, cutting through the paint and laying it up off the glass to score 2.
Keeps it at 9 points for Kanab. Millard on the attack. Merrill Terry goes right by Mao. And they're going to say Mao passed. And he tried to pass the Bate, and the pass was stolen by Jeffrey Robinson. But they're going to say Mao hit him first, so it'll be a personal against Kevin Mao.
Foul took place below the free throw line, so Cowboys will have it out on the baseline.
Now they're going to blow the whistle and say we're 1-1. Then they decided no, we're not 1-1. So they'll still have it out underneath on the baseline. Kanab inbound to Terry. Now to Houston. Across the front to Glover. Glover on the left-hand drive up and no good. And Connor Otley in for the Millard Eagles gets that rebound. Oh, and Garrison Beckstrand had visions of a great pass to Jeffrey Robinson, and as a result got called for a double dribble. Hal Hamlin's going to call timeout for the Kanab Cowboys. Let's go back to the studio for a quick timeout also.
The Fairview Telephone Company was founded in 1903 to bring telephone service to small communities in central Utah when no one else would. That small phone company is now Centricom, and our vision hasn't changed. We want rural central Utah to have the very best options for high-speed internet, cable TV, and home phone. Why? Because we live here too. Centricom, your local telecommunications company.
The Kane County School District wants to wish the Kanab High School Cowboys good luck this season. Kane County School District, where excellent instruction empowers immeasurable opportunities. The home of Kanab Elementary, Kanab Middle, and and Kanab High School, along with Valley Elementary and Valley High, and Big Water School and Lake Powell School. Good luck once again to the Kanab High School Cowboys from the staff at the Kane County School District.
Welcome back once again to Kanab High School. Dennis Aldridge and Ted Barnard bringing you the action. 4 minutes and 44 seconds left in this basketball game, and Kanab holds a 48-39 lead, and they have the ball. And again, Millard has got deep in a hole in the third quarter and has been trying to battle back ever since, and Kanab doing an excellent job as they've held Jeffrey Robinson to, I believe, just 12 points on the basketball game. Kevin Mao tries to save it. That's a case where he probably could have let that go. He'd been better off.
Yeah, exactly. He would have. It actually would have ended up Eagles' possession.
Davin Houston fell down, and the ball dribbled towards the sideline, and Kevin Mao, if he'd let it go, would have been a Millard basketball. He's just too energetic trying to save it, and that's great energy by the young man, but in that case, probably ill-advised. Bate now backing in against Connor Otley. Connor Otley, there's no match there. Connor could not hold his ground, and Bate able to back him down and get 2 points. Jesse Robinson up with a little 10-footer. That's no good. Jeffrey Robinson looking for the rebound. The crowd screaming for the 5th foul, but not able to come up with it. And the ball, long pass intended for Glover, is going to go out of bounds. Connor Otley defending on the play. It'll be in for Millard Eagles.
Kanab Cowboys with their 6th turnover here in just the second half.
Quickly on the left-hand side to Jesse Robinson, looking inside to Jeffrey Robinson. That's not there. Connor Otley up with a 3-point attempt in the corner. No good. Ball comes down to Davin Houston, defended by Jesse Robinson, and they're going to say it went off of the knee of Merrill Terry, which it did. Of course, Kanab saying, yeah, well, he got knocked down first. But the ball will go to the Kanab Cowboys, and there was some contact.
There was, nonetheless, 11-point lead. Eagles with the ball.
Jesse Robinson drives the base, and Bate knocks him out of bounds.
I think Bate was pushed into Jesse by teammate Davin Houston there. Nonetheless, the foul will go against Bate and not Houston.
Jesse will have 2 shots. Let's go to the studio real quick for a timeout.
Legendary NBA coach Phil Jackson once said, yes, victory is sweet, but it doesn't necessarily make life any easier the next season or even the next day. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the court and in the classroom. Make your kids' education a priority. Find out what you can do. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and promoting excellence in education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com.
Free throw does make the second free throw, making it a 10-point game now. And Kanab on the attack. They're going to give off to, well, in the corner we go to Jones. Jones is going to kick it back outside now to Merrill Terry. He drives the lane, throws it up off the glass, and nice play. Merrill Terry, too much for Jesse Robinson on that play. Quickly ahead to Kyler Rowley, kicks it back out to Jesse Robinson. Up for the 3-point attempt, hard off the air. That's no good. Garrison Beckstrand with the rebound. He's going to shoot the 3-point shot. That's no good. And Bate down with the rebound. And he'll give it off to Merrill Terry and let Merrill go to work.
52-43, 16 remaining here in the ball game. 10-6 is the foul count.
Back in the game for the Kanab Cowboys, number 11, Monty Glover. And he passes it inside to the big feller. And Bate starting to take over the game now. And there's going to be a foul on the play as Bate makes the shot. And that foul will be called on number 23 of the Millard Eagles. And that is 23. Okay, Kyler Rowley. Kyler Rowley is the foul. That'll be his first personal. He'll put Bate back at the line for another chance for a 3-point play. Shot is up hard off the iron. Jesse Robinson gets the rebound, but it's a 14-point lead now. Jeffrey Robinson gives off to Jesse Robinson. Looking inside to Jeffrey. Jeffrey turns on Bate. The ball, shot is blocked, but they're going to say that Gavin Jones fouled, not Gavin Jones, but Hayden Jones fouled him first. So Jeffrey will be at the line for 2. Let's go to the studio real quick.
Passenger Black Forest can $4.99 a pound. Dine in or order takeout from Kanab's newest eating sensation, the Red Rock Deli, inside Glazer's Family Market in Kanab.
Welcome back. Jeffrey Robinson makes the first, misses the second. Kanab's on the attack up the other end. And Big Bates has just taken over the inside now as he's backing people down, getting the ball low at the key where he wants it. Missed that shot that time, missed a layup shot also. And back on the attack quickly. Millard goes on the attack. We'll have some more free throws, so let's go back to the studio again real quick.
When you've been around for over 20 years, there's a certain amount of trust and dependability.
How close are we?
For enjoyable Western dining, there's only one stop in southern Utah, Houston's Trails Inn Restaurant in Kanab. Stop in for their special chicken fried steak with Bob's homemade country gravy and delicious Western entrees. They also offer takeout. Just call 644-2488. That's 644-2488. Houston's Trails Inn features remote site catering. Anywhere, anytime, any place. Just phone 435-899-2140. So make plans to stop by Houston's Trails Inn Restaurant and mobile catering in Kanab, where the waitresses wear guns on their hips and a smile on their lips.
Free throws made by Nathaniel Wade. It makes the score down to an 11-point game now. Kanab on the attack. 2 minutes left in this game. And Kanab really spreading it out now. And Merrill Terry just stands there with the ball trying to direct traffic, not realizing he was getting counted down for 5. The official calls him for the 5-second count.
Yeah, and it was a good call. Merrill, you got to move, dribble the ball, do something to break that count.
Jesse Robinson tries to lob it inside. Bates there knocks it down. And I think that's going to be it for Jeffrey Robinson.
He was crying for a jump ball, and that is going to be it. And to the approval of the Kanab High School student body, Jeffrey Robinson comes out of the game with 5.
They've been after him for some time, trying to get that 5th foul called on him. Every time he moves, somebody screams for and that's not smart. Don't play to the crowd, Jeffrey. Sit down. You're out of the game. Sit down.
And that's exactly what Coach Burston tells him as well. You gotta keep those things out of your head. You know, even at the two-way level, you know, oftentimes as the schools get bigger, they learn to play through those student body and really actually kind of thrive on it with some of the better athletes in those larger schools. And you know, that's something that Jeffrey certainly should be able to play through.
Monty Glover hits his first free throw and had the ball for the second, and the scorekeeper hit the buzzer trying to get some subs in, but you can't do that until the shot is taken once it's in his hand. Missed his second shot, and then the rebound goes way outside. Jesse Robinson with it. He'll drive the lane against Bate, goes up and under Bate. Jesse Robinson with a nice shot.
Jesse with a beautiful shot, taking it right at the 6'10" tree Mark Bate.
Now Kanab back again. They hold a 10-point lead on the ball. Trying to lob to Bate, knocked away by Rowley. And Jaden Stevens in the game 6 at the corner to Nathaniel Wade. He's up with a 3-point attempt. Rattles out, no good. And Rowley tried to go over the top of Bate one time too many. That'll be shots for Bate at the other end. So let's have a quick timeout.
The type of medical care you receive shouldn't depend on where you live. People in rural towns should receive high-quality medicine just like those in big cities. Delta Community Medical Center and Fillmore Community Medical Center both provide the same quality care and advanced technology you'd receive if you drove to the city. What they do well. Intermountain's Fillmore Community Medical Center and Delta Community Medical Center. Healing for life.
Point lead. Millard now has put in the other 5 seniors that remain. Jeffrey Robinson, of course, fouled out. Now the other 5 seniors are in there together. Bate with a second shot. That rattles around, but it goes in. And a 12-point lead now, a minute and a half left. Millard on the attack. Tries to go in the corner to Jaden Stevens, and Glover jumps in the way of that. Taylor Glover jumps in the way of that, and the pass had to be thrown differently and goes out of bounds, and it'll be Kanab ball. A minute 28 left. And inbounding the ball, Taylor Glover looking, finally goes into Hayden Jones. Hayden Jones will be fouled on the sideline. So that'll be more free throws for the Kanab Cowboys. And let's go back to the studio again for a timeout.
The Kane County Office of Tourism would like to wish the Kanab Cowboys good luck this season. Kane County is proud of the Cowboys and their accomplishments both on and off the field this season. Make sure you take time to check out all the rich heritage, breathtaking views, and exciting recreational activities available only in Kane County. And remember, year-round recreation is just a tank of gas away. Thanks to all the local folks for your support, and go Cowboys! For more information, log on to kaneutah.com.
When I was thinking about going back to school, I got pretty nervous, just knowing I had a young family and money was tight for us. As a mother, online courses were perfect for my busy schedule. One of the things that was huge for me was how affordable this program was. Without the online courses, I know I wouldn't be able to finish school or transfer to a major university. I will always be grateful for Snow College in helping me reach my goals and helping me set the pathway for my future.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that it's smart to replace washing machine hoses every 5 years? And what if you didn't know that teen drivers are 4 times more likely to get into an accident? The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are Farmers. Visit local agent Josh Cranny at 15 South Main in Fillmore, 743-5358. 303 East Main in Delta. Call 864-4898.
The Millard County Credit Union offices in Fillmore and Delta want to thank you for your business over the years. Not only will you find amazingly low interest rates, automobile and RV loans, checking, Visa accounts, bill pay, and debit cards, but banking is easier with their e-teller home banking service. Just log on to www.millardccu.com, sign up for their e-teller services, and conveniently manage all your credit union accounts from home. That's the Millard County Credit Union in Delta and Fillmore.
Fall's a great time to turn to Fillmore Shelf Feed and Farm Supply, your local IFA dealer in Fillmore. Ladies, spring bulbs have arrived. That's right, get your daffodils, crocus, and your other spring bulbs today. Fellas, get your hunting boots and all the orange accessories to keep you safe and secure from the huge hunting inventory at Fillmore Shelf Feed and Farm Supply, your local IFA dealer and spring bulb and hunting headquarters in Fillmore.
Stop in today and experience Service First at Service Drug in Delta and Fillmore. Service Drug is not only your full-service pharmacy, but offers a wide range of books, home decor items, greeting cards, KitchenAid appliances, and so much more. Service Drug is open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and also on Saturdays for your convenience. Come see the courteous staff at Service Drug, 215 West Main in Delta and 40 North Main in Fillmore. Experience Service First at Service Drug in Delta and Fillmore.
Choosing a college is tough, but there's a big difference between 25 and 500 students in a class. SUU has small classes. It's a big difference if your professor is teaching class or doing research. SUU professors are in the classroom teaching and calling on you by name. At SUU, distinguished faculty are in small classes teaching rigorous nationally accredited programs on a safe campus in an unrivaled natural setting. Southern Utah University. There is a difference.
Welcome back to Kanab. Again, we just finished the basketball game, but Kanab comes out victorious, 59-45. we do have a few scores of interest, and this is the Sunrise Engineering post-game show. And against Sunrise Engineering Millard, we claim them kind of as a hometown business, as their corporate office is located there in Fillmore, Utah. And they again are great supporters of not only just Millard High School, but youth basketball and youth athletics, and we appreciate all that they do. A few scores of interest that we got picked up a little while ago. Manti and Gunnison locked up in a close one, 42-35. You also had, in an important game in this region, you had Parowan over Beaver, 41-32. And also Richfield up on big on North Sanpete, 48-28. But the score with Beaver and Parowan might be the biggest and the most important, at least in the things that we're looking at and worrying about down here in this neck of the woods.
Yeah, it really is. With Beaver now falling to 2 and 3 in region, they've certainly thrown their name into the hat as far as who's going to be battling it out in the basement now between Kanab, Millard, and apparently Beaver.
And that does, and it puts a little separation, depending on what Parowan and Delta is doing at Enterprise. We haven't got that score yet, but it would put Parowan up there at 4-1, and probably secure them a spot. And then depending on what Delta does, but Beaver dropping down there, that puts them in a position now. If Enterprise or Kanab can go to Beaver, beat Beaver. Come here and beat Beaver, and they played Beaver very, very strong at Beaver, then that would put them possibly in a tie, and at least to guarantee them a chance to get into that playoff spot, and give them that opportunity. So a much better spot for Kanab now with that happening, with Beaver apparently losing, and Kanab having won this basketball game.
Well, what it does is if that scenario does play out and Beaver comes here, Kanab is able to get that win. It makes the last game of the season, which will be Kanab coming up to Millard, an extremely important game.
With Millard with a chance to play spoiler.
Exactly.
And again, Millard and Kanab, played other teams, Kanab, Beaver, Delta, played them both close. So anything could happen there. But Kanab has put themselves in a better spot now, obviously, than Millard is in. So that's kind of some, ruminating here, postulating, theorizing. None of it is any good until the games are actually played. Once again, let's go back to the studio for some more timeouts, then we'll be back with some post-game statistics.
Legendary NBA coach Phil Jackson once said, "Yes, victory is sweet, but it doesn't necessarily make life any easier the next season or even the next day." We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the court and in the classroom. Make your kids' education a priority. Find out what you can do. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and promoting excellence in education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com.
Millard County residents are accustomed to friendly service, quality grocery items, and convenient prices at Dwayne's Food Town in Fillmore. Dwayne's Food Town prides itself on providing the choicest cuts of meat in their meat department, assuring they offer the freshest produce available and providing the best value on every grocery item in the store. Stop in and discover for yourself the hometown service and attention that you deserve at Dwayne's Food Town, located at 375 South Main in Fillmore. Proud to support the Eagles this year.
For over 70 years, Garcane Energy has provided quality electrical service to South Central Utah and Northern Arizona. Garcane is celebrating 75 years of operation as their first lines were energized in December of 1939. Garcane isn't just about electricity, it's about improving the quality of life for their customers. That's why Garcane gives back to the community and supports local community events, including local sports action. Garcane Energy, 75 years of quality service, local control.
Stevens Feed and Holden serves the surrounding communities in Millard County, as well as farmers in central and southern Utah. They buy and sell alfalfa hay and can haul your hay to wherever it needs to go. You can be assured that you'll get the right price while receiving the service you deserve when buying and selling hay. The entire crew appreciates farmers and ranchers for their business over the years, and they're happy to contribute to the school and community as a sports booster. That's Stevens Feed and Holden, a proud supporter of Millard Athletics.
Southern Utah News, the leading newspaper in Utah, announces some exciting changes to the paper. Southern Utah News is now presented in broadsheet format, which makes it bigger and better while still remaining small enough to care. The award-winning Southern Utah News provides extensive news coverage that affects residents of Southern Utah. Call the Southern Utah News for a subscription or for all types of printing services, such as company invoices, letterhead, pamphlets, business forms, and more. 644-2900. That's 644-2900.
Millard, Chevron, Subway, and Texaco are happy to support Millard High School. Not only can you stop in for top-quality gasoline and oil products, but you can fill up on snacks, goodies, and drinks. You'll also find their irresistible, world-famous fried chicken and potato logs. Millard's can also service your vehicle with mechanical service or a new set of tires. And dine in on delicious and healthy meal selections at Subway. That's Millard, Chevron, Subway, and Texaco on the North I-15 interchange in Fillmore, proud to sponsor the player of the game.
Know about auto insurance, the more you can save. Get smarter about your insurance at farmers.com.
Visit local agent Josh Cranny at 15 South Main in Fillmore. Call 743-5358.
This is Central Utah's sports leader.
Welcome back to Kanab, Utah. Again, Dennis Aldridge and crud. I just went blank. I know Ted Bernard. I was about to call you Mark Bate because I watched him carrying the drum across the floor. I apologize. Ted Bernard sitting side by side here. Again, kind of an update for you. We just get a score that Gunnison came back and beat Manti in a close game by 2 points. And that kind of, as you look at the standings, that does a world of good for Gunnison, as that bumps them up into second place in their region right behind South Summit. And drops Manti down a game and gives a tie break there. So interesting there. Again, in our region, we've talked about that enough. Quickly, some stats in the game for the Millard Eagles. Austin Wardle ends up with 2 free throws for 2 points on the game. Ellis Gentry plays, does not score. Kevin Mao played, gets a 3-pointer for 3 points. Ellis Gentry, again, did not score. Jeffrey Robinson, he ends up being the high scoreman, but it's only 14, which is way off for him. And a real, thump on the chest, slap on the back for the Kanab Cowboys, and we'll get to that, the aftermath of that in just a moment. Jaden Stevens comes off the bench, plays a lot of minutes, gets 1 3-pointer for 3 points. Garrison Beckspan ends up with 5 points on 2 shots from the floor and a free throw, 1 for 1 from the line. Kyler Rowley with a nice game. That's two weeks in a row he's gotten in double figures as he scores 11 points in this game with 3 baskets and 5 for 6 from the line for his 11 points. A nice outing for Kyler Rowley, especially when he's dealing with bait all game long. Heck of a deal. Nathaniel Wade gets a 3-pointer, and Jesse Robinson ends up with 5 points, 1 of 2 from the line. Miller shoots 16 of 19 from the free throw line. That usually, you shoot that many shots and shoot that many good, usually that ends up in a victory for you, but not to be had tonight. And again, this is the Sunrise postgame show. For the Kanab Cowboys, they end up with Devin Houston with only 5 points on the game, but he did a nice job as a floor general in defense. 2 shots, 1 of 1 from the line. You've got Merrill Terry, who ends up with 9 points, 4 shots, 1 of 2 from the line. Monty Glover comes off the bench, the fine freshman for the Kanab Cowboys, and does a lot of things. He had a lot of energy at times. I thought he was jumping right out of the gym with excitement, so he'll settle down as time goes on, but he still ends up with 3 points. Luke Crosby with 3 points. Taylor Glover with 4 points. Dan Ramsey with 7 points. Hayden Jones with 10 points. And, of course, Mark Bate ends up with 18 points as the high scoreman. And most of those came in the fourth quarter when he just physically took over down inside because of foul trouble and just sheer size and strength. Took over the fourth quarter and had most of his points right there in the fourth quarter. Again, we talked before the game. Kanab has a more balanced attack. And it shows up again here in this game. Their balanced attack, lots of people scoring points, lots of people contributing. Millard more balanced tonight because Robinson's foul trouble and situation there, but still needing some shooters to connect on more of their shots, which they were getting tonight. More statistics from you and also players of the game.
You bet. More statistics for me. Team stats, Kanab High School, as usual, in with the advantage in the rebounding department, 35-26 for the Millard Eagles. With that comes the advantage in the turnover department as well. Again, something that the Kanab Cowboys tend to lead in, 12-9 in the total turnovers. For players of the game, for the Kanab High School Cowboys, the Honeys Marketplace Player of the Game. Honey's Marketplace is happy to sponsor Kanab Cowboys Player of the Game. Delicious fried chicken served up fresh and crispy for lunch or dinner. And even though we went with Hayden Jones as the Player of the Game on Saturday over in Delta, you know, he deserves it. And when he puts on the performance like he put on tonight, scoring 10 points, and probably more important than that in the big picture was holding Jeffrey Robinson to just 14. And to me, when the Kanab Cowboys, when they got rid of Robinson early, really at his own doings in that first quarter. However, the game's still close when Jeffrey came in, and they really were able to cut into some things there in the second half. And they went to that box and won. Hayden faced Garden Jeffrey, really helped to solidify that win with some really tough defensive series there against Jeffrey.
And I know, Ted, that, you know, you're trying to be, you know, nice or whatever, and trying to spread this thing out, and you're saying that Hayden got the award last week, but I don't think you can turn your back on him.
No,
it's just his defense, defensive thing, you know, and so that my insistence, I think you've got to go there. That young man just took Jeffrey Robinson. No one has held Jeffrey, foul trouble or not, no one has held Jeffrey Robinson to 14 points this year. And so tremendous job for him, because that was his job, and I think that's a wise pick. For the Millard Eagles, the players of the game will go with Garrison Beckstrand, who did a lot of things on the court. Only ended up with 5 points, but did some nice things on the floor in other ways. And Kyler Rowley for the second week in a row, who is really getting the offensive game, and not just the offensive game tonight, but the work that he did for the first 3 quarters on Mark Bate, was wonderful. He held him down. It was just the fourth quarter when all sorts of other things come in to kind of push that up. Another update, we are told that in the Beaver-Erewhon game, Beaver scored 7 points in 20 seconds to tie the game. Wow. So hold the door. All that predictions we were making may not quite come true yet, so that remains to be seen. But that kind of wraps it up here for the Millard Eagles and the Kanab Cowboys in this game tonight. Again, we appreciate our sponsors. We appreciate Snow College, Southern Utah University, and then the post-game show, Sunrise Engineering, and all of the other sponsors you've been hearing from all night long. Please let them know how much you appreciate them putting up their money and their ads to make these things possible, and help us to do these things and bring you these youth athletics. This is Dennis Aldrich for Ted Bernard saying good night and goodbye.